Hi there, my name is Eli, and welcome back to my channel, Draculija. And in today's video, I have a brand new Monster High doll to unbox and review. This is Skulltimate Secrets Series 6 Hauntlywood Mysteries Catty Noir. There she is, and you can kind of peek at the packaging and see her. It's a little tough. That's one flaw of this packaging. Well, one flaw of many, but one major flaw is that it's really hard to see your doll. So I already snipped right here and took a little peek because I'm nosy and I wanted to see if she had a good screening. She does, so we are good, we're all clear. But here she is. On the back, you can see the other dolls that come in this series. We also have a Claudine and Frankie doll. Now, I've already done videos on both of those dolls and I love both of them. And Catty was just a little bit late to arrive to the scene. It's okay, you know, she's gonna walk the red carpet fashionably late, but I'm so happy to finally have her. Let's go ahead and start unboxing this doll and see what secrets await. Now, it's super easy to unbox these because, you know, I already snipped this tape right here, so the packaging just sort of slides right out, and then you have some instructions taped to the front. There's a little key that we use, and then the doll is hidden in here in this like chute department, and I'm gonna rip off these instructions and we'll get right into it. All right, here are the instructions. This is the gimmick. I tried to talk about it because I feel like it's just kind of dumb and stupid, and it's like so easy that people overlook it, but this right here is what you're looking for, okay? You take the key, you shine over it, and it uncovers the images, and those are what you're looking for in the packaging. I've gone over it. You're just creating the little like lever piece. It's not a great gimmick, okay? It's not great, but hopefully for Series 7, we get something different and fresh, hopefully even more environmental friendly packaging. We do not need all of this plastic just inevitably filling landfills, so you know, Series 6, I love you, but hopefully a farewell to this packaging. And there is the instructions for the gimmick. And then on the other side, we have sort of the contents that you get in all of the bags. There's a little mock-up of the Catty doll that it comes with. Those are gold in the mock-up, even though I think the final product is pink, I want to say. Yeah, y'all know the drill. We got this. And then the key is kind of this nice silver color. I was hoping it was like blue, but you know, silver works. And we open the doors and we can look at all of the accessories, and Catty is also hidden in there. I kind of want to get her out now just because I'm so nosy. So before we open this, let's get her out of there, okay? And I'm gonna tilt her to the side just because that's the best I can do here, okay? And I'll show y'all the face and you can see how Catty looks. 1, 2, 3. There she is, sideways, but I love her. Okay. And then you can kind of just yank them out of here like that. She's really stuck. Oh, that took a lot of force. Okay. Boom. There is our doll. This is what I care about. Like everyone, I want to see the doll. Here is Catty, and really easy. You just snip off some T-ties right there and you can free the doll. So I'm going to snip that real quick. I have some scissors. I've seen some people say that like nail clippers work really well for this, but you know, I got scissors, so why not? That's really the hardest part. After this, you can just pretty much yank the doll out. Oop, she's got some elastic. She's free, almost free. She's got her hair stuck. Okay, there she is. Oh, I love her. This is what I want to see. I want to see the doll, and oh, she's gorgeous. I kind of messed up her boots, but you know, we'll work with it. Also, her tail is off her body. I forgot about that. That's kind of weird. Let's stick it back in real quick, and we'll put her on a doll stand. Okay. Okay, yeah, it pops in pretty nicely. Ooh, I love her. Ooh, she looks good. She looks really, really good. Also, for Catty, something I do, I'll show you real quick with the doll stand. Okay, I get my doll stands off of like AliExpress, but you know, you can find these on Amazon. Just, it's like a standard cheap doll stand, but unfortunately, Monster High dolls don't really come with them. But with Catty, this does not fit around her waist. So I usually stick it around her thigh. I'm not kidding. Something like this, like right there, and I try to twist it a little bit like that, and that's usually how I use these stands for Catty in particular. You can see my Catty back there has the same thing going on. It just works the best. As you can see, Ta-da. Okay, now let me set everything up and we'll start unboxing all of her little mystery pouches. All right, everything is set up. Here's the Catty doll. We'll go over everything she comes wearing, but first, let's open up all of these packages real quick. Here is her print. It's like a shattered mirror print, very, very Catty Noir themed. And inside we have a purse. I love her purse. It's like a handheld mirror, a little bit of silver paint for the mirror detail, and I love that little bow right there. Very cute. We'll get into that. You can just rip open this plastic. And it's that teal color that is Catty's secondary color for this current doll. I would love to see more blue on future Catty dolls. Not like an excess, but just enough, you know? Here is one of the little secrets we're looking for. I like the heart shape and the little cat ears, so I guess that's nice. And then we have her waist clip. I don't think this is gonna fit her waist. Is it? No, I don't think so. I mean, yeah, a little bit. It's just very snug. Like, they did not bother resizing the waist clips for Catty. They just, threw it in there and said, you're gonna have to figure it out. But this waist clip, can stick in the packaging, and you can also display your dolls like that. They try to like double this as a doll stand, but it just kind of flops. It's kind of stupid, so yeah. And then we have her glasses and her little choker. Very nice. I don't know about the chokers though. I like having doll neck visible, and this just like takes up all of her neck real estate, but the sculpt is nice. And then for the next pouch, we have right here. That was not a good rip. Okay, there we go. Let's see, we got some hangers. I like the blue. I mean, that's nice, I guess. That's to hang up your extra fashions that you get. We have the next piece for our little lever mechanism. And then this little bar is for the closet that you can kind of use right here. That's like the most underwhelming pouch. Like, that one sucks. You don't really get anything that exciting. And then this just snaps in there. Okay, we need one more piece. And then going over here to this side. Why am I struggling? Okay, there we go. This one right here, I know has most of the fashion, so that's what I'm most excited for. Okay. Oh yeah, we have her skirt. I love this skirt. These have been some of my favorites. You can see she has a tail cut out right there. There's a whole piece of Velcro in the back, and it's kind of meant to mimic like a chain skirt. You can see it's like broken hearts right there. Some aren't broken, some are. Very reflective metallic silver foiling. I think that'll look nice on her. And then her jacket. Ooh, I love this piece. This one also has some of that metallic foiling on the sleeves. And this is the same shattered mirror print as the packaging right here. I like this a lot. I like the fur, it's very soft. I used to have tons of complaints about Mattel's fur quality for their dolls. Like, it was always super terrible to touch. And they're finally giving us nice feeling fur on Playline dolls. So I'm very happy. Like, if you have Core Abby or Core Claudine, their fur feels terrible. Just terrible. But this actually feels soft. So I'm very happy about that. And then we have the fur skirt. It's kind of like snakeskin with a faux fur trim. I also love this piece. I think that'll look pretty good too. Yeah, I like it a lot. This one's pretty unique though, with like these two seams right here in the front. They're all kind of different. I think like Frankie's was a little asymmetrical, and I don't remember Claudine's, but I really like Catty's off of First Impression. And then, lastly, we have the second pair of shoes, also in some plastic. And I like these. Usually Skulltimate Secrets has like one pair of shoes that is a little bit more detailed and nicer, and then the second pair, are just more of like an afterthought, but still, I think these are really cute. And it says Catty Noir on the heels right there. Love that detail. One thing I don't love is I wish this paint was also on the inside of the shoe. Like, you can see those stars right there don't have the same paint as the outside. I guess I can do that myself, but I just wish it came with it. But still, I really like these. They're really cute. It says something on the front right here. It says, this one it says live, and then this one it says, I cannot tell what that says. Oh, music. Maybe live music? I cannot really discern what this heel says, but that one for sure says live. Really cool. Okay, last pouch. Ooh, The hand molds. Ooh, yes. Okay, I almost forgot about this. She has just one extra hand right here, and then this one is doing a little heart pose. Ooh, yes. Wake that up. Wake it up. Wake it up. So cute. I'm so happy that we're getting second hands. Okay, and then the last little piece for our lever mechanism right here just plops in, and then this plops in here, and now you can slide this lever a lot more easily. Yeah, it's just kind of whatever. It's kind of whatever. And then a couple more things. Am I missing a bracelet, or is it hidden in there? Oh, it's just really trapped in there. That's one thing. Be careful about this. Like, do not throw these out. Really make sure you, I mean, throw them out eventually, but before you throw them out, make sure that you got everything out of there, because sometimes they get trapped in there. But she also has two little bracelets. They are the same exact bracelet. Have nice little hearts on them. Very tiny. I think these are meant to cover up the seam on the gloves, but you can really use them however you want. And then her last little accessory is like her little Grammy, I don't know what to call it. It's like her little, you know, award that she's getting at the award show. I think we saw in Buried Secrets, it's for like a concert tour film. Yes. So that's what this is for. And I just love it. It's such a cute accessory. I know Frankie and Claudine came with microphones, so I kind of like to think that like they're interviewing Catty on the red carpet for winning her award. Just super cute accessory. And that is everything that comes in those pouches. Now let's take a closer look at Catty as she comes in the packaging. All right, getting into Catty's hair and makeup, starting with the makeup. This is only our second Catty Noir face, but I love this face up. It's very different from our first Catty face, where it's going to be very easy to discern the two. First and foremost, this Catty is a front-facing glance, whereas our first core Catty was a side glance. Like, let me bring her up real quick. Okay. You see side glance, front glance. And then the makeup as well is just very different from the colors. We have blue eyeshadow here. I love the blue eyeshadow. I also love the shattered mirror makeup as well. It's very easy to tell like what this is meant to give. I remember with Claudine, like her leopard print makeup was just not very easy to tell what was happening. This is like very easy what is going on here, and I love it. And then another detail that I adore is the lower lashes that are pink. It's just very fun and different, and I really like that detail. The eyes just look super nice. Catty's eyes are very captivating. I love her big cat eyes, and I love the pink color. And her little eye shine is a nice little twinkle. It's not very thematic, but like it gets the job done for me. She also has really nice pink eyebrows. Mine are like ever so slightly uneven. It's not the end of the world, and y'all probably can't even notice, but it's just a thing that I notice. But like I said, I'm okay with it. And then there are her ombre lips. They're a little close to her first doll's lips. Like they're slightly pinker, but still very close. So I wish the lips maybe were slightly different. But yeah, you can see over here, this Catty overall is way more warm toned. This one is a lot more cool toned in the lips and the hair especially. So very interesting. But overall, I would give the makeup like a 10 out of 10. I really love this face up. It is so scrumptious, and I am a huge fan. And then moving on to the hair, it's polypropylene. Y'all know Skulltimate secrets at this point, they just give us polypropylene, and it sucks. As I mentioned earlier, it is a different shade of pink than what we saw for her core doll. This is a lot more cool toned, and I really like the color. The quality, you know, there's something lacking, of course. And then she has some silver tinsel throughout. So she has a center part. You can see all the tinsel going throughout it. It's the same tinsel that Frankie had. And I do love the tinsel. I love tinsel. So I'm not mad at that at all. But I'm going to be chopping this hair off and giving her a reroot. So like, you know, I'm going to enjoy this while I can. But the hair is just kind of meh. It's not great. But overall, I'm still a huge fan of this doll. I do wish she had some pierced ears, but you can always do that yourself. It's just because Catty's core doll only came with one earring, and now this doll comes with no earrings, so we're pretty limited on earrings for Catty so far. So hopefully if we get a fourth Catty doll, because her third doll is the Fangvote doll. So, and then I know that one has earrings, but hopefully for her fourth doll, she also gets some earrings. But there is Catty's base doll. I love her. I'm a huge fan. Just this face is so nice. Okay, now I'm going to dress up this doll and this doll. in all of the fashion accessories that we got. This one, I tried to make her hairstyle inspired off of the potion doll. I actually have that doll right here. I was gonna do a video on these potions and I just didn't, so sorry. But you can kind of see the inspo. Like it's kind of meant to look like a ball of yarn on the top of her head, and I gave her bangs. And then in the back, I gave her twists. So she's gonna model the second outfit. She's gonna model, I don't know, the first outfit, and I'll be right back. I love Skulltimate Secrets because it really does kind of feel like you get two dolls. I know you only get one, but having two outfits to play around with and restyle for me is one of my favorite things about these dolls. And this outfit is eating. Like, I love this outfit too, but this one right here, it just looks really, really nice. It's not perfect. I'll get into some things I don't love. So one thing about this series, Hauntlywood Mysteries, is kind of like Series 4, Monster Mysteries. We don't get a second top. We only have like the base outfit, which is either like a dress or a romper, and then you just layer on top of that. So you have two skirts to layer, or you could choose to not use either skirt and then just have the mini dress. So you have like 3 bottom options, but only 1 top option. And I guess this like chest jewelry kind of, I don't know, doubles as a second top, if you will. Like when it's layered over Catty's core doll's dress, it does transform it, but I still just wish we had a second top. So that's annoying. But like the gloves, everything, oh, it looks so good. I even let her wear the glasses and it just looks really cute. Very like, I don't know, like I imagine she's on the red carpet and she just won and she's like got her glasses on and she's feeling her glam. And I love this look. It looks really nice. And I used some elastic to secure the award. Otherwise, it was just really difficult to make the doll hold. I wish there was like a little hole for the fingers. They usually do that. I'm surprised they didn't do it here with this award, unfortunately. But you know, you can just wrap some elastic and it's pretty easy to secure. And then because I don't have a second top, I had to use Catty's core doll's dress, and you can see a little bit of it is peeking through. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like, I don't love this. Maybe I could like fold it in or something to like hide it. I'll have to play around with it, but like, yeah, like it's just annoying. I don't want it to be clumpy. Yeah, actually, it's a little clumpy right there, but that kind of worked. Okay, I just problem solved right now, and that looks fine. And even the little bit of pink peeking through is kind of interesting visually, I suppose. And then here are the boots on this doll. Still love these boots, just so fun and gorgeous. And overall, like the way the color balances on this doll, like a little bit of the pink here, a little bit of pink on the gloves, like the color story is just phenomenal. And then this doll, the base doll, is sort of giving us the blue fantasy. So she's got the blue shoes, the blue purse, the blue belt, the blue jacket, and then blue makeup. So I love all of the blue on this one. The shoes kind of don't match anything else, so it's not perfect as far as color story goes, but I'm not mad. I'm not mad at all. And also, I did figure out that on the front it says music. So here it reads Catty Noir, and then it reads music live. Shouldn't it read like live music? I wonder if that's a mistake, but like whatever, it's fine. I do love these shoes on the doll though. Like I think they're really, really cute. Even though they're, you know, much more simple than the nice boots we get, I still really love them. And then I let her hold the purse with some elastic as well. It's just, I like to hold the purse like that. It's very cute. And then there is the snakeskin skirt with the faux fur trim. I love the fur. This fits really nicely. I feel like Catty's pieces fit really nicely on her. I felt like Frankie and Claudine's pieces felt a little bit too big, but Catty's fit really nice. And it was really easy to restyle and put the clothes on. So very nice. And then one thing about this jacket, I just wish like, I've always been trying to keep the collar laid down. So I'm always trying to like tuck these pieces in and make sure that it just sits right. So you really do have to sort of intentionally fit the clothes so they look right. So this collar is not like popping and looking wild. And then there are the second hands she comes with. Very cute and dainty. Let me compare the original hand mold so you can see the difference. Right there. It's way more matte as well. Like her original core doll's hand is super glossy. This new hand is like very matte. And then there is her heart hand. And I gave her her core doll's necklace because she felt a little bit bare up here, and I really feel like it helps complete the look. And especially with the blue eyeshadow, I am a huge fan of the blue fit. I love both of these dolls, and I love both of these lurks. So I'm a very, very happy collector. Okay, that is Catty's fashion. That is the doll. That is Hauntlywood Mysteries Catty. Her tail is falling. Yeah, that's something with this tail. It does not have as much strength because it's not like a strong joint like that. So like if you put the tail up, watch. Wait, right there it's kind of good. But if you put it like here, the weight of the tail just droops ever so slowly. Also, the tails are very different. This tail is like flat. Do we do a tail comparison? Let's do a tail comparison. Do you see? Maybe it's not the greatest, but like they are slightly different. It's kind of weird. I don't know. It's because the packaging constraints, like they had to make sure that the tail was detachable so she could fit in this packaging. So I get why they had to sort of change it up a little bit, and just, you know, it's not the end of the world. But that is Catty Noir. Now I'm going to prep her for a reroot. So let's see how that turns out. I'm drastically changing up her hair. Okay, here's the color story. Let me give you a teaser. I'm gonna do some baby pink hair. This is Sakura. Very different than what she's currently rocking, but like there's some baby pink right here, and I just feel like this would be so cute on her. And then I'm gonna do some like money pieces in blue as well. I think I might mix these two blues right here. Rockin' Robin, and then this one is Azure Blue from Restore Doll. And I feel like the blue will tie in with the outfit, like some money pieces right there. That is the plan. I'm also gonna add tinsel. I have some pink and some blue tinsel because I like the tinsel. Like, why not? Let's just add tinsel and have fun with it. So hopefully with her hair transformation, she'll feel just even better, because I already love this doll, but with the fresh head of saran hair, I think she'll just be over the top. So let me get started on that.
All right, I'm gonna go through the prep work for Catty pretty quickly because y'all have seen this before, but take off the head, use a hairdryer to heat it up. I yanked that right off. The neck peg's fine though, I swear. I just squish it back together and we're good to go. And then from here, chopping off all of Catty's polypropylene hair. I got some new scissors recently, and these work really, really well, so this was really fast and easy. And then take my flathead screwdriver, scrape out all of the hair. Always such a good feeling. And there you see up close, even the tinsel just gets sucked into the head. And then from there, I take my needle nose pliers, pick out all of the plugs. It's a little bit messy, but you know, I keep it all organized. It's just on a paper towel, and then I toss it. And then after that, I prep one last step. I take some boiling hot water, stick Catty's head in. You can see there, especially in her center part, the holes are a little extra thick and full. So submerging it in the water just kind of helps tighten those. That way, when I go back and reroot, my hair just sticks in a lot more snugly. Now, I'm already pretty deep in the reroot, but here I'm showing you the section where I was adding tinsel just because it's a little bit more complex, and I've showed this before, but in some older videos. I don't remember the last time I used tinsel. Maybe Monster Mysteries, like Cleo and Abby. I love this tinsel. Y'all know this tinsel. This is the Crystal Flash tinsel that I get off of Amazon. It's kind of like beaded tinsel, so the best example I can use for like a Monster High doll is if you have Pre-Production Abby Abominable. It's very similar to her tinsel, and have a very specific way I add it that I think works the best. And so typically with hair, when I'm adding doll hair, I'm like folding the hair over my finger, and then the hair sort of doubles in density, and that's the technique with hair. But because this tinsel isn't long enough to fold over like all the way in half, I just fold over like a tiny little bit of the a tip of the tinsel, and then I grab the whole thing with my rereading tool and just kind of scoop it up and hope for the best. As you can see, when I have the tinsel, I am like holding the hair around my rereading tool very, very taut, so nothing slips away. It's a very specific technique that's a little bit more, I don't know, specific and skillful. I don't know if skillful is the right word, but it's just more niche and specific of a skill, and I think it works really well for tinsel. Like, the tinsel doesn't come off very easily as I brush the hair and stuff. It doesn't just yank out of there. Like, it's really snug in the head. And that comes to my next point, is this tinsel, you cannot brush it with a fine tooth comb. You need a wide tooth comb. So I have like a metal comb that I use, or even a rainbow high comb works moderately well. So that's my advice here with this tinsel. All right, and I keep going with the tinsel. I have a very specific pattern I'm doing on Catty where I'm doing like, I always do patterns where like I'll do 2 rows with no tinsel, and then the third row I'll include tinsel. And then I do 2 more, no tinsel, third row, tinsel. I just repeat that process. I don't know, I like patterns when I'm rerouting. Like I like having organization and sort of a system that I can set up where it just sort of makes sense. Because I want tinsel sort of sprinkled throughout Catty's hair, but you know, very strategically so it makes sense. And here I'm a little bit further in the reroot, just plugging along. This is a no tinsel row, so it goes relatively quickly and I can kind of zoom through it. Also, you can kind of see there's a second color I've added here. So I'm working with 2 different pinks. The base pink is Sakura, which is a little bit more of like a matte, soft bubblegum pink. But I did add this other pink called Blushberry, which is a little bit more, I don't know, translucent, reflective. I'm not so sure, but it really adds some nice dimension to these pinks. It's very subtle, but like, I really like to complicate things and just give it that extra little oomph. So if you're going to use these pinks, I would recommend using both of them and coming up with a fun sort of pattern where you can have more dimensionality for your hair. And now, last clips here, I'm doing the part line, the center part. Love a good part line. Just sticking hair in the same plug twice, and then the first time I brush it over to, you know, say the right side. The second time I plug it in the same hole, I brush it over to the left side, and that creates the nice part line. Now, the part line is mostly pink, but I am adding blue. I'm doing a little money piece. Which you'll see at the end, which is pretty bold. I don't know how I feel about it, but it happened. Here you can see I'm starting in with the blue. I'm doing a little bit of blue with tinsel, like sort of 1 row adjacent to the part line, just so there's no tinsel in the part line. It's a different thing I'm trying out here, but I think this turned out well. I'm still a little, like I said, a little bit iffy on the blue, but I think I like it. I was just really wanting to go for that cotton candy fantasy, so I was being indulgent with my choices, but I like it. Okay, last step, take your Fabri-Tac glue, stick it in the doll head, swish it around with a Q-tip, and let that dry.
And I am back. I'm all finished working on my reroot. That was a pretty quick one. Like, I got it done in like 2 days, believe it or not. I was hustling, but I'm very proud of how it turned out. It was on the simpler side because, you know, not a lot of color blending. I did add tinsel, but like not a really complex hair restyle. It's just kind of hair straight down. So a lot more simple compared to some of my recent projects like Twyla. Even Venus was really complex, but I like having a simple project every now and then, and I still feel like the color story here is really what packs a punch. So I'm very proud and very happy with how Catty turned out. Also, real quick before I shove aside my restyled Catty, I just want to give her her moment to shine because I did this restyle before Hauntlywood came out, and she's just stunning. Like, you know, sometimes when you have a base doll, you're not sure how she's gonna look with the fashion that's coming out or like what you're planning, but my vision came to life. Like, this Catty is fierce, 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 fierce. Like, I'm obsessed with her. So I just want to give her, you know, her little spotlight before I move her away. I love the gloves. I love the glasses. I also love when the glasses kind of have that glare to them with my harsh lights. Ooh, she's good. She's good. Okay, goodbye, Catty. And now let's focus on my reroot. Here she is. Okay, it's kind of bright, but you know, you can see what's going on here. So I did add these blue money pieces. I'm kind of iffy on them. Like, I like them, but I feel like they might be a little too thick. They're like 6 plugs wide, I suppose. And sometimes when you're like working with the hair, it's hard to visualize like how thick it's actually gonna look when it's finished, but it's pretty thick. So I was debating like I could style the blue sections into like twists or braids, and that would sort of help thin out how much blue there is, and then maybe I could like tie it back and restyle it. So I might restyle her in the future and play around. For now, I'm just gonna leave her as is because I still like this fantasy, but I was just not expecting the blue to be this chunky, but I do like it. I'm just a little bit overwhelmed at first, so I'm still, you know, warming up to her, but you can see the pink fantasy, like, come on now. Come on now. And I like the subtle highlights that I did. It's very subtle with like the different shades of pink between Sakura, and then I used Blushberry as sort of highlights. And like I said, y'all might not be able to see it. It's very subtle, but the blushberry against the Sakura is like ever so slightly more reflective and lighter, almost like, I don't know, more translucent, I guess. And I really like the highlights that it gives. It just adds more dimension. So just a small little thing. And then also I tried a different technique with the tinsel where I didn't embed it in the center part, and instead I sort of just embedded it throughout the hair. So my intention with that was to kind of make the tinsel easier to tame. Like you can see it already just peeking through the hair naturally right here. And it's like all throughout. Like if I were to brush this hair, sorry, it's kind of chunky with the Rainbow High doll stand, but if I were to brush this hair, you'll see there's tinsel embedded all throughout it. So it's really fun to play with and brush and like have that tinsel peek through, but it's not sort of like poking out of the doll's head going everywhere, because I've worked with this tinsel. I love this tinsel, but it just does that because of its, I don't know, properties, right? And on some of my past reroots like Monster Mysteries, when I did Abby and Cleo, I put the tinsel in their part lines and it does get a little crazy, but they have those like headsets that kind of helps the tinsel sit in place and feel tame. So I like this technique. Like even right here, you can see all this tinsel peeking through right there. It's not actually rooted in her center part. It's just kind of all throughout, but it helps the tinsel just, I don't know, stay in place. I'm rambling, but I love the effect. And I just feel like if you're gonna give Catty blue shoes, a blue purse, a blue belt, a blue jacket, and blue makeup, why not fulfill the fantasy and give her some blue in the hair? So I fulfilled that fantasy for my own collection and I am obsessed with it. I love her so much. I'm a huge fan of my final results here. Sometimes, you know, when you're on the drawing board and you're like rooting away, you don't know how it's going to turn out. I was a little skeptical with this pink at first. Also, I feel like a lot of people are going to clock me because I didn't wipe away with acetone the hot pink scalp that she had, but I don't feel like you need to, and let this be proof. Do y'all see any scalp? Do y'all see any scalp? Oh my god. Catty, come back, diva. Yeah, I just don't feel like you need to. So take what you will with that. I kind of think it's like, you know, adds a dimension. It's sort of like her roots showing. I don't know. I don't have any issue with it. So do what you will. Don't clock me, but I think it looks fine as is. She fell off, but you know what? We can do a little bit of a hair shake moment so y'all can see what she's working with. Oh, I could just do this all day. Yeah, it's lush, luscious, long, gorgeous saran doll hair, my favorite. Okay, I just tamed Catty's hair a little bit before I sign off, but that is all I have to share in today's video. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me. There's a lot of fun new doll releases coming out soon as well. I have pre-ordered the Scary Sweet Birthday dolls, but mine have not shipped. Like they're not coming to me. So when they come is when I'll make a video on them. I also have a fun surprise coming next week as well, which I don't want to spoil, but if you've seen a certain doll circulating social media, Instagram, Reddit, you might be able to guess what I got my hands on. There will be a whole story time, but I am so excited. But yeah, I don't want to spoil it. You'll have to wait and see. So like the video if you had fun today. Subscribe for more future doll related content, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Okay, thank y'all so much for watching. Goodbye. Also, real quick, because I didn't show it that well, but there is her part line. You can kind of see some of the pink right there if you do look, like the scalp coming through, but it's not that bad, okay, y'all? It's not that bad, I swear. Believe me, it's not. Okay. Okay, goodbye.